everybody. Welcome back to Common Sense. I'm Wendy Bell. I think one of the greatest cons of my lifetime probably happened during the gas crisis of the 1970s. So there was this fraudster named G. Elizabeth Carmichael. She presented a brand new car to the automotive world called the Dale. Already sounds stupid, doesn't it? It was. The Dale was a three-wheeled concept economy car. It promised 70 miles per gallon, top speed of 85, which I guess was pretty impressive back then. I mean, who wouldn't want one? With only a prototype, that prototype right there, Elizabeth Carmichael was able to raise more than $30 million from investors. Did you guys know nobody ever got inside the Dale? No one took it for a test drive or looked at its engine, because if they had, they would have seen it was powered by a lawnmower, that there was no steering wheel, there was no accelerator pedal. Nobody asked, nobody cared. And plenty of people got taken by a con artist selling a solution to the gas crisis. Okay, fast forward 50 years and welcome to the Biden administration. Same con, higher stakes, because the communist, Marxist, progressivist, wacko left is behind this even bigger scam to save the planet. Let's bring back our panel of talk radio hosts from across America. Nationally syndicated talk show, Tony Katz hosts Tony Katz Today, an eat, drink, smoke radio show. Melanie Collette hosts Money Talk with Melanie on 98.7 The Coast out of New Jersey. And Barack Lurie hosts the Barack Lurie Show on AM 870 out of Los Angeles. Tony, Chuck Schumer, he called us shameful MAGA alarmists and said, no, Democrats aren't coming for your stove. Oops, that didn't age well. Neither did the Biden administration's 110 burdensome actions just last year, to make our appliances more expensive, less efficient, and harder to fix. It's called progress, don't you know? And all told, the savings per household per year, a whopping $100. Tony, what are you going to do with your 27 cents every day?
That's a great question. I'm assuming I can talk to Melanie and figure out how compound interest works and maybe turn it into something. They continually get it wrong, and getting it wrong is a feature, not a bug, because being wrong doesn't have any consequences. When your desire is to save sweet Mother Gaia, everything falls into play. I find it fascinating with New Yorkers that you're talking about the home of food for so much of the country. It's New York pizza, it's a New York bagel, it's New York cheesecake, it's the original steakhouse, if you will. None of these people said, we can run a different Democrat other than Chuck Schumer. I don't believe they'll vote for a Republican, although Lee Zeldin proved that they can get pretty dang close. Why don't they just run another Democrat? Let Chuck Schumer learn the lesson that when you engage the culture war and then get angry with the rest of America for noticing you're engaging the culture war, you suffer the consequences. It only takes one. Just make Chuck Schumer suffer, run a different Democrat, vote for that Democrat, and then let the rest of the Democratic Party, the rest of the progressives learn that you just can't screw with us. I have a dual fuel stove. It's electric in the oven because it's a little better for us for baking, but it's gas on top because you can't cook without gas. Anybody who's ever made any food outside of smoking a brisket knows that.
Yeah.
I love you. I love you. All right. Okay, Barack, I hear you. Savings are fake here, of course. The DOE admits its new washing machine efficiency rules, washing machine, right? Which require removing the agitator, you guys. You know, the part that actually cleans your clothes. It's only going to save us $8 a year. And the clothes dryer efficiency standards, well, that'll save $36 a year. Look, I'm not one for slapping people, but it might be time, Barack.
Yeah. You know, Wendy, the Democrat Party is always the party of limitation when you think about it. Conservatives are the party of expansion and much more creativity. That's always been the way, is that conservatives are, oddly enough, very progressive when it comes to the business side of things, not the social side of things, but the business side of things, yeah, you bet. When it comes to the liberals, however, they're very conservative when it comes to the business side of things. They have no imagination. They always have to limit. They want to conserve, but in exactly the wrong places. So that is the big problem for them. And then they talk about these $8 savings. And then when it comes to the greenhouse effects, generally speaking, they never talk about nuclear energy. And the fact that they don't talk about that, which is clean, safe, and very effective, it means that they are not really genuine about their beliefs.
Right. Or raping the earth with child labor. Don't worry about that stuff. Yeah. But Melanie, I mean, come on, let's be real, girl. These actions are going to cut greenhouse emissions by an estimated 2.4 billion metric tons. That's equivalent to the carbon emissions from 17 million gas cars over the next 30 years. Now, they like to drop these big numbers for the big sell, but let's put this in perspective. There are 280 million registered personal and commercial vehicles in America today. 17 million is only 6% of them over 30 years. When China is building 2 new coal plants every week. I mean, just saying, Mel.
Absolutely. And you know what? The liberals really kill me. And while I was doing research for this hit, I ran across an article that talked about how New Jersey is suing New York City over their congestion plan, which is hilarious because I happen to live in a beach community where New Jersey is also trying to put wind turbines 15 miles off of all of our beaches. And they want to do it without trying to figure out why, 60 plus whales have died. And they're admitting to us that, yeah, your electric bill is going to go up. You're just going to absorb that because, the earth is going to explode if we don't do this. It's really maddening that they lie so very much and don't tell the truth. But at least they're admitting it's going to cost us more money because nobody in a beach community has a fixed income or anything like that. We're all very, very rich and just can afford to pay for that. And people who come visit the shore definitely want to look right at wind turbines 15 miles off the coast. Crazy.
You're such insane. A conspiracy theorist. It's so disappointing. Just kidding. Hey, Tony, another EV maker bites the dust. I know this hurts. You guys remember Proterra, the electric bus company Jennifer Granholm gushed about and made $1.6 million in capital gains by investing in? It's so cool how that happens. It's filed for bankruptcy protection. Proterra has. That is 3 EV makers this year. Tony, give me the tea leaves reading at your table.
You can take a look at Proterra. There's another group called BYD, which is Build Your Dreams, which did the electric bus service in Albuquerque, and it didn't work. It was a failure there. The mayor there referred to it as a lemon because the temperatures got too cold. And then, of course, in my beloved Indianapolis, they did the same exact bus through the same exact company, which is also, so you know, owned by the Chinese. Again, the ideology knows no bounds of decency because decency, success, is a meaningless concept. But Barack brought up something kind of fascinating, which is the idea of where is the innovation? David Marcus, who writes at the New York Post, also writes at Daily Mail. I had an absolutely incredible piece this past week about Remember the Concorde. We're talking about the jet, Paris to New York in 3.5 hours. That's now in a museum somewhere. And when we fly, the seats aren't clean. You're waiting forever with TSA. Everybody's nasty, and there's a fight every 4 seconds. And that mother blanker isn't real. That's what we are experiencing on flights. What happened to innovation? What happened to this idea that we can do better? And the answer, as Barack is alluding to there,
I love you.
When you have a group of people ideologically who don't believe in expansion, don't believe in growth, don't believe in trying, but actually believe in keeping you limited in the guise of saving the planet, you never grow and go anywhere.
You guys, thank you for your time. I love having you. I hope you come on back. And this momentum is certainly in President Trump's favor, especially after his mugshot was released from his latest indictment in Georgia. But Joe Biden is using the opportunity to respond. You will not believe what he is doing. I will share those details with you coming up next.